Okay, Tim Johnson, you're up. Tim says Joe Biden jeopardized our nation's security in an attempt to buy back votes by selling oil out of the SPR. Congress halted buying back any more because prices increased. That's not a thing. Later, towards the end of his presidency, we were able to buy back a portion of what we had in reserves. He went on to say the only reason we bought any back later was because Trump won the election, so Biden bought some oil. So, Tim, by the time Joe Biden took office, Congress had passed legislation that mandated the sale of over 220 million barrels of oil out of the SPR. Donald Trump himself signed legislation that was to release 122 million barrels of oil out of the SPR, the 2018 budget, the Trump Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, and America's Water Infrastructure Act. 122 million barrels, Tim. Almost all of this oil that was sold out of the SPR under the Biden administration was congressionally mandated sales, voted on by Republicans and Democrats both, approved by Republicans and Democrats both, the majority of it approved by Donald Trump himself. As far as your assertion that we only purchased oil to put back in the SPR was because Trump won the election, the Biden administration put 61.5 million barrels back in it. 59 million of those barrels were purchased prior to the election. Again, you don't have a clue what you're talking about. There was a single purchase of 2.5 million barrels after the election. That had nothing to do with the election. It was because Joe Biden didn't blow the money. You see, once you sell oil out of the SPR, you can repurchase it without congressional approval as long as you don't spend the money. Joe Biden didn't spend the money. The Biden administration sold roughly 40 million more barrels of oil out of the SPR than had been congressionally mandated. He purchased back 61.5 million. But the funny thing, Tim, is you're commenting all this on a video I made where I show you how Donald Trump is only going to purchase 3 million barrels out of the 300 million needed for the SPR. He's the one that promised you he was going to fill it up, not me. And all you want to talk about is shit you know absolutely nothing about regarding Joe Biden in your defense of Donald Trump. You could just say, yeah, that's a bunch of bullshit that Donald Trump told us he was going to fill up the SPR and now he's not going to do it. You could just say that. You see, Tim, I don't need to defend Joe Biden because I didn't vote for him. I'm just telling you what happened and you can't deal with it. Besides, did Joe Biden make any promises to you about what he would or would not do with the SPR, like Donald Trump did? No, he didn't, did he? Did you know there's an amount of oil that we're legally required to have in the SPR, and we never got close to going below that amount? Because we produce so much oil? Did you know that the Trump administration floated the idea of selling all the oil in the SPR and closing it down permanently? Since you're going to use Google to debate an expert, go Google that. Thanks.